Back Row Ministry, the world premiere. Mr. Monty coming back at you live and direct from the new Kia K5 studio. I haven't been talking about this crap for a reason. It's a reason why certain garbage I don't talk about. I'm going to touch on this real quick, but I probably won't ever talk about it again. I'll show you a couple of numbers in the next video. These two short videos. I'm not really going to invest too much time in Jay-Z and Puffy. We know we have the allegations of rape against Jay-Z and Puffy. Puffy's going to be caught up in a lot of different rituals. A lot of people in 2025 will be exposed in Hollywood. A lot of black superstars and celebrities will be exposed. Jay-Z has joined the list. Do I feel sorry for either one of these men? No. I think they're all getting what they deserve. Is the master that they serve is not a master that anyone should serve. And they've sold their soul to the shaitan a long time ago. So now the chickens will come home to roost, as the great Malcolm X said. Their chickens are beginning to come home to roost, and their handlers will turn their back on them. Right now, the NFL is still supporting Jay. That will not last for long. Jay-Z will not be in charge of that Super Bowl show. Mark my words, on this day, he will not be in charge of that Super Bowl show. So Jay-Z is deep inside a ritual where it's not about the rape. That's how you know Jay-Z is about to be put in a position where he's going to have to testify against Puffy. It's really about Jay-Z speaking against Puffy right now. And how much does Jay-Z love his handlers is the question. Does Jay-Z love his handlers to the point where he's going to testify against Puffy Combs? I think he will, because we know Jay-Z. He's all about Jay-Z. So the ritual began, and anytime you hit the number 13, we don't even have to pull that up on a gematria calculator. Anytime we hit the number 13, we know that's the number of change, so we know something about to go down. Time we hit 13, we automatically know something is about to go down. And when Jay-Z was accused of raping the 13-year-old allegedly, then we knew something was going to go down, and this was a Checkerboard Boy production. Now remember, Jay-Z is a checkerboard boy, but Jay-Z is stupid. So the problem with Jay-Z is, and a lot of people give Jay-Z credit for this, Jay-Z credit for that. He is a checkerboard boy, so most of the guys he got on his team are other checkerboard boys. These are his brothers. He's this big member of the lodges in New York. So he's a big time checkerboard. He's been a checkerboard boy for years. Problem with Jay is he does not move up in the ranks. So the difference between him and Kanye is Kanye became Scottish Rite Freemason. Started off a checkerboard boy, worked his way up to Scottish Rite Freemason as far as degrees. Jay-Z didn't. That's why Kanye can do and move a certain way at this point. Hang out with Elon Musk and guys like that. And you see Jay-Z hanging out with Roger Goodel's of the world. Totally different spectrum. That's why Kanye can sit in the White House with Donald Trump, and we don't see Jay-Z doing any of that stuff. So Jay-Z really did not move up in the ranks as he should have. Jay-Z should have lied. Jay-Z is more of the guy who wants to be the icon, and I call an icon is just somebody they take pictures of. That's it. Remember the museum exhibit about Jay and all? That's all he wants. He wants to be a legend that you make statues of, because in his mind he's this great rapper. Jay-Z, no, he never was. He never was. If that's the case, he would have got signed right around the time Nas did, because him and Nas were on the circuit together. Nas was always a better rapper than Jay-Z. Everybody was. So Jay can rap, but what Jay-Z song are you really going to remember? You remember Jay-Z for his name more than anything, but outside of that, what has Jay really done? Business-wise, nothing. It was Biggs, it was Dame Dash who were really opening up those doors from a business standpoint. They will open up those doors, and they brought you Jay-Z. They opened up the door for Jay, and you see how he treated them. So I have no remorse or pity for Jay-Z. Whatever happens to him, happens to him. Whatever happens to Beyonce, remember she ran her ass to Egypt because she wanted to be a part of the ritual, happens to her. The sad thing is they bring their children into these sick rituals, and that's when I get concerned, because are these people willing to do something to their kids to make it even further, or secure what they have? You have to watch these people. They're very sick. Remember, their daughter's around that age at this time of 13. So the rape allegation is just that. It's a rape allegation, but you have to watch the ritual. And the thing that they did on the ritual, I want you to see how they played with the number 13. So remember, the allegation came out on the 8th about the 13-year-old. On Friday the 13th, the 13-year-old is now 38, the number of death. Think about what happened. The 13-year-old is 38, the number of death, is on NBC giving her accounts, which are all over the place. But here's the funny thing. The 13-year-old, who's 38, number of death, speaking on the 13th, the last day of the Ninth Templar, the Alpha and Omega day for the Checkerboard Boys, their end became the beginning, is from Alabama. And from anybody who knows gematria, anybody who follows sports gematria about Alabama, Alabama is the land of 41. 41 is the 13th prime number. Everything Alabama is 41. 41 is the 13th prime number. So we get another 13, and them saying she's from Alabama. And the minute that you saw that, or the minute that you heard that on an NBC station, we had the autism piece. We'll look at those numbers a little bit more. But that Alabama 13 going on the 13th with the 13-year-old told you right then that you were really deep in whatever this ritual was. And these are checkerboard boys turning against a checkerboard boy, but this is a checkerboard boy that has no power. And remember, we're talking about NFL contracts. We're talking about big money. They don't want Jay-Z to have that. Didn't Jay-Z diss some Southern rappers? So yeah, it's a lot of moving parts in this story that's bigger than just the allegation. The allegation is a serious allegation, but I think it's just going to land at allegation. But if you listen to what Dame Dash was saying, they were able to get Jay-Z off his square, and that's all they wanted to do. And Dame was surprised that Jay-Z responded, because as Dame said, Jay is not that type of guy to get ruffled. And time has changed. It's not just him, it's other people involved. But Dame was saying he did not know why Jay got ruffled, why Jay felt he needed to respond. And we know you don't want to be tied into anything like this. These are allegations that are destructive. It puts Beyonce in a box, because Beyonce, her handlers are going to be telling her in her ear, away from Jay, hey, if this gets serious, you're going to have to do A, B, and C to safeguard yourself and your daughter, which we already know those conversations happen. But Dame's fear was not about the allegations of rape, because I think Dame was acting strange, because Dame, who can remember a lot of things, if you go through his videos, he doesn't have a problem remembering certain situations, seemed not to remember this party. And that's the thing that scared me about Dame in that situation. He was just playing dumb. There's a difference between I don't know and playing dumb. So playing dumb, well, you know, I can't really recollect. I go off of what I wore. I've heard Dame talk about things that happened 20, 30 years ago before. So he has a recollection of certain situations. But to sit there and say he doesn't remember, because if Dame just says, no, we weren't at that party and we did A, B, and C. But Dame didn't say that. First of all, he doesn't want to be brought in for a deposition. But Dame was acting very, very suspicious. So I don't think this person has anything to do with this allegation. Did something take place perhaps, allegedly, because of this argument that, remember, J-Lo and Puffy had. There's an argument at this event. We don't know what that argument was about. We don't know what was taking place with them. But the victim story is all over the place. I mean, it's all over the place. It's locked in numbers, and you'll have to dissect each of those numbers to really gain an understanding of what's going on. But it's bigger than this case. They want Jay to do something. And Dame was saying that they want those depositions, meaning they want to bring you in and they want to begin asking you questions. And they're going to use Busby to ask these questions. He's going to bring in Busby to ask questions. And Jay now is pressing because he wants to know who the witness was. First he wanted to know who the accuser was, but then now he's pressing. Now, if you remember the NBC interview with the victim, they never asked her who Celebrity B was. I want you to notice that. They never asked that question, where who was this other celebrity that was there? They never asked that question. That would be a question that I think they would ask. Why didn't they ask this question? So that brought me to, okay, what is this really about? Because apparently this Celebrity B did see something that probably has nothing to do with this victim. What did she see? And is that something they're trying to wrap Jay-Z in? Maybe Jay-Z had nothing to do with it, because they want Puffy. So Jay-Z is locked in a situation where he will have to testify against Puffy. He's going to have to get on the stand. He's going to lose every bit of his street credibility if he does this. If he testifies against Puffy, he will lose all street credibility at that point. He would be a snitch, especially if he was involved in some of this stuff off to the side. Allegedly. All this is alleged talk. But he's deep in a 13 ritual. And 13, of course, the number of change. So things are going to change for Jay-Z. Jay-Z's life as the self-made icon is about to come to an end. And a lot of black folk are running around talking about, oh, well, you just want to see the fall of a black man. You want to see this. You want to see that. And, you know, we're not happy when a black man make it. I have respect for my people. I love my people. But I don't love dirty people. I don't love no person who does dirty shit to the people around them to get on top. Jay-Z could have walked away from Rockefeller Records and did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. He could have created Roc Nation, a subsidiary. He could have did whatever he wanted to do. Rockefeller was going to grow. It was growing. Dame was about to take Rockefeller somewhere. If you don't want to be a part of it anymore, walk away. But don't take jealousy about a young girl who's already caught up in another situation with another checkerboard boy and turn it into what you turned it into. Where now you backstabbing people who cared about you enough to help you get to where you are. Jay-Z didn't get to where he was on his own. He had help. And he turned on his friends. Yeah, no one's perfect in this game. People make mistakes, but you don't turn on your friends. If the situation isn't fitting you, walk away. They got the situation. Let it continue to grow. But don't get into that mode where I just destroy this shit. Because that tells a lot about your character. So, do I give a fuck about Jay-Z? No, I can care less what happens to Jay-Z. I can care less what happens to him or Beyonce, because I think both of them sold their soul a long time ago. And when you sell your soul to the shaitan, he gonna want receipts. He gonna want to get something out of the deal. Yeah, he'll give you something for a while, but you got to pay. It's like Puffy. Puffy was on top for a long period of time. Puffy was protected for a long period of time, but those days are over. His handler's gone. He's on his own. Jay-Z thinks that his Caucasian handlers got him. But the first thing they do was they threw this story on. When they throw your shit on NBC and CNN, you know they coming to get you. You know they coming to get you. When you see those big outlets throwing your stuff on TV, they come to get you. It would have been one thing if his accuser was a Hispanic girl from New York, or a black girl from New York, or some other spot, but it wasn't. They threw a Caucasian autistic girl into the story. They did that on purpose. They're trying to make Jay look a certain way. They're trying to turn his Caucasian handlers against him. They want him out of the picture. So either A, he testifies against Puffy in this deposition where they ask him questions about Puffy. He's going to have to answer every question they ask him about Puffy Combs, because that's what this is about. That's what this is about. So Jay's in that spot. Do I sing like a canary when it comes to Puffy, or do I back off? Because this ain't got nothing to do with no rape allegation. This is all about Puffy. And is Jay gonna tell on him? Is he gonna tell on him? Is he gonna break code and tell on Puffy? Which is taking a chance, because remember, Puffy's got tapes. So you turn on Puffy, best believe Puffy gonna turn on you. But it's divide and conquer. Get them divided, conquer them both. Jay thinking that he's smart enough. He's smart enough to outsmart everybody and win the game. But this ain't your game. Jay don't know how to play their game. He never did. That's what Dame keep trying to tell y'all. Dame Dash got his own stuff. What does Jay-Z have? Rock Nation ain't Jay's. What happened to the Barkley Center deal? Jay ain't got no more shares in that. What does Jay actually have? All the companies are gone. What does he got? He is a face for the handlers. That's it. He can't make money for them anymore. So once you prove that you are no longer an asset, they move you off the board. They want Beyonce and his daughter. They don't need Jay anymore. And the other big part is that people seem to forget about why Jay is going through this. Remember when Jay got on the stage during the Grammys and decided to chastise the Caucasian in the music industry because they wouldn't bow down to Beyonce? You remember that? You think Jay-Z was going to get away with chastising them folks in the room? You think Jay-Z was going to get away with telling them how his wife should be the best, self-proclaimed, when she ain't created an album yet? Where's her album at, Jay? We talked about this in the video. Where's Beyonce's great album? Where's her songs in the key of life? It don't exist. She's naked on a horse. And he came in there and chastised them people because they wouldn't bow down and give his wife an album of the year or nominate her for album of the year. She ain't did nothing to deserve album of the year. So he got to pay for that because he thought he was bigger than them. Jay-Z's greatness is all in his mind. They gave that to him, and the day he understands that is the day he'll be more better off. But he wanted too much. He was just like Serena Williams. Once they know you want it all, they're going to give it to you. And they're going to strip and rip your soul apart for you to keep it. Let's see how deep in the game and hole that Jay is willing to go. Because he jumped in a hole. He panicked. He panicked. And once he panicked and took the bait, game on. So Busby did his job of the ritual. His job was to throw out the hook with the bait. Jay-Z took the bait. Jay-Z panicked. And like Dame said, Jay need to be worried about them depositions. He needs to be worried about the deposition because now he has to come in and answer questions if this goes to civil court, which is going. Because Jay was like, hey, let's go. That's all Busby needed to hear. He knew Jay wasn't going to settle. He knows Jay's character. He's asked around. He just wanted to get Jay to bite. And another big piece of this, and I want everybody to think of this in closing. Busby's out of Texas. Ain't Beyonce out of Texas? Is Beyonce like Jaguar White trying to get away from Jay-Z? I want y'all to think about that little tidbit there, that Busby's a Texas boy. Is she trying to get away from Jay-Z? And has she found the ultimate way to do it? Let's watch this story going into 2025. It's all alleged. You gotta say allegedly like 1,000 times. I don't accuse anybody. No, I wasn't that shit. I don't know. But I know ritual. I know the number 13, and I know the number 13 is all over this ritual here. And where this ritual is going to lead us, I have no idea. But Jay needs to be very aware, and like Star said on the Star Report, and he was talking in code. Maybe Jay needs to get the fuck out of Dodge. Because remember now, Jay running his mouth about a criminal case. Busby don't do criminal cases. He doesn't do criminal cases. The prosecutor still has to decide that there's enough evidence to do a criminal case. So you start off with the civil piece. It'll be up to the prosecutor to decide if there's any criminal charges brought against Jay-Z. That's up to the prosecutor. It's up to the prosecutor. But right now, it's just deposition time. You got to come in and ask some questions. And they can ask any fucking question they want pertaining to anything that has to do with Puffy at this point. Because Jay-Z took the bait. He took the bait. He took the bait. Mr. Mahdi, Back Row Ministry.